Hi, my name is Pedro and this is on my function. In this video, I'm going to show you how to format numbers with a data-heavy application, meaning that you have to format several hundreds of thousands of numbers in a short period of time because the data is changing, something is happening on the screen, and you want to format those numbers for currencies or for normal numbers in the fastest way possible. So there are some techniques to doing that, and I'm going to use NextJS to show how to also implement a little bit of SSR into it. And we're going to memorize a few functions, and yeah, that's basically it. Let's see how we're going to do it. All right, so this is a very simple create next app that I just added a provider for the number formatter. And there's nothing that is super interesting on the initial part. I basically created the number formatter context, then initiated the provider. And this is interesting. I created the states for the locale and the currency. And I created also a use effect to sync these values, these states, to the cookies. So whenever those states change, they will set the cookie to the same value. This is a very cool usage of server actions. Then I basically passed the number formatter context provider here with the children. Then on the user provider, on the user number formatter, I associated the context, and then I throw an error if it's used outside of the provider. But then this is where the interesting part comes in. I have created this format cache that is basically a map with the values or the formatters that I already created, and with the keys and the formatters as the values. This means that in memory, I will have all the formatters that I've used so far, and I will not have to instantiate them again when I create these functions. Let me show you how it works. I have this format number with use callback to make it basically work with React without re-rendering in a useless way. So first validate if the value is finite and if it's a number. Then I create a cache key. And there's a reason why I use it like this. I use it like this because otherwise I would use it with JSON stringify and pass it as the key of the map. But JSON stringify is way slower than basically a join with an array. So I made it this way because first, it is also an unique identifier, and second, it is way faster. Then I check if the format cache has that cache key. If it does, then I return that formatter and I call the format with the value. If not, then I create a new number formatter. I format the value with the .format value. I set the cache with the cache key and the number formatter, and I return the formatted value. Of course, there is a try catch because this may fail, so I added a try catch here. Then I created another function to basically format currency that is exactly the same and even calls the format number, but doesn't let you choose the style. The style is always currency. This is easier to use than always calling format number with style currency. Then I return it all, and then I instantiate it here on the layout. And this is a cool part that enables SSR. Basically, I use the cookies to identify what are the first locales and currencies. So whenever I have it set, I will already come from the server. This will already come from the server formatted, so it makes it faster to load. This is a really cool way of using cookies on a NextJS application. Then I pass it on to the formatter provider, and then here on the page, I simply I instantiated all the values from the use number formatter. I used them all, added them to buttons, and added like the values here to show off how it works. Let me show you on the browser how it looks like and a few other things. So this is the application running, and as you can see, it's a fairly simple one. I can change the locale to ENUS to FR, that is a friends, and it will change how the value is formatted. And then if I change the currency, it will also change the currency that shows here. It's very simple and very fast. And another cool thing is that if I change it to French here and euros, and then I refresh this page, you'll see that it will come already formatted from the server with SSR. So if I change it to yen US, you will see that under the application cookies, there is this locale and currency here that NextJS will use to fill in this information and pass it there. So this is basically like the application working. On your application, you would have a drop-down or something where the user would be able to change the currency, change the locale, and all your numbers, currencies, and etc. on your application would be formatted. But there's another cool thing that I want to show you that is a benchmark between not caching the intro format number and caching the intro format number. Let me get to it. So this is basically the benchmark that I'm going to run. It's a perf link. The website, I'm going to leave it on the description below. And I'm going to run the tests. And it basically runs like 21,000 times per second, instantiating a new one. And if I reutilize this formatter from the globals, that is the same thing that I'm doing for the cached version on my application, it runs 830,000 times per second. So this shows how much faster my implementation, saving the instantiation of the intro number format, is relative to the one that instantiates it on every call. All right, so this sums up the whole strategy, and let's just put a summary on it. We use NextJS cookies to save the value for the currency and locale and get it on the server, so we can get the data directly from the server with SSR with the values already formatted. We also cached the instantiation of the intro number format, so we don't have to create a new instance every time that we create a new formatter. And with all that, we made the application kinda, let's say 200 to 300 times faster than it would be with the other usage. I think that this sums up like all we did for this video. I hope you liked it, and I really hope that you use it on your application if it's a data heavy one. So see you on the next one. Bye bye.